Oh, hi. It is September Vinyl Find. Oh, my dear friends. Oh, my wonderful dear friends. I got a little carried away in September. I'm not gonna lie. This first one I'm showing though, technically I ordered it in October. There are quite a few pre-orders in here. So they were bought and paid for months ago, but I received them this month. I have quite a stack over here, and yeah, but I've got some stuff. Filling some holes in some collections. Still a lot more to go, but yeah, I really need to just slow down. Well, you know what? August was good though. 6 records. That's good for this guy, because I don't know, it's just like 30 over here. Okay, we're just gonna get started. So I had mentioned that I had ordered in the last Final Find video that I had ordered a record, and way before another one that I got, and then I got this probably a week into September, and I ordered it like halfway through August. This is an album that there was only one pressing, oddly enough, a US pressing. This is from 93 or 94. This is Anne Murray. This is one of her, I think her last one was like 2008. There's a reason for this, okay? 1994. So this is Croonin' with Anne Murray, and this is like her standards album, which, you know, everybody had to do one of those, and of course Anne did. This has 3 songs that was not on the CD or cassette version, and I can't really remember which ones they were because it doesn't really tell me. But you know, it starts off with Old Cape Cod. You've got Secret Love, Fever, You Give Me Fever, Cry Me a River, my favorite, Make Love to Me. Yeah. So I mentioned my childhood best friend Heather, and that she, you know, she has passed in 2011. This was her favorite Anne Murray album, and she is why I appreciate Anne Murray and started appreciating her again, from a very good friend of mine, and who also loves her. But I spent a long time not wanting to listen to Anne, because I don't know, it kind of seemed too painful, but now I'm just embracing that and just embracing the memories. But I have very fond memories of her dancing in a muumuu to Make Love to Me, and just hilarious. And she was the best funny friend anybody could ever ask for. And this was her favorite Anne Murray album. And when it was released, she went nuts. So it's on the Heartland label, so which is interesting. So like I said, it's kind of interesting that, you know, she's a Canadian artist, and the only pressing was in the US, and I think this might have been one of those television ad things where they did it on TV and said, hey, buy this. So let's see what this says. So, Anne Murray Croonin' from 1994. Went to Squeeze Box. I brought some records there, did some trade, picked up a few things there. These were all $1, I believe. And you don't see Bucks Fizz in the US very often. They had their big hit. It wasn't here, but You're Making Your Mind Up. This has Love the One You're With. Who wrote that? Stephen Stills. So, obviously a cover. But this also has I Hear Talk, the extended version, and then a song called Too Hard. And I do eventually want to get, because I actually really love Bucks Fizz, the, you know, pop band from the 80s, for really big in the UK, but on the Polydor label there. And yeah, Buck Fizz. It was fun to find a Buck Fizz 12, but yeah, I want to get their, at least their greatest hits, so I can have, well, the original version of I Hear Talk, and also there's a song called Land of Make Believe that I really like, but I love You're Making Your Mind Up. So I wish I would have looked at this a little more. They actually had 2 copies of this. I grabbed this one. I was playing it. It sounded beautiful first side. Second side, there is a warp. And so the first song on the second side skips a lot. And Randy Crawford is another one that is not easy to find. And to find her for $1. She wasn't as big in the U.S. And although she's a U.S. artist, if you know her, you know her. This is a secret combination, but the track is just is Rio de Janeiro Blues, and that's the one that skips. So that's the first song on the second side, but it has the title track. This has You Might Need Somebody. That's a great Rainy Night in Georgia. Love the way she does that song. It's also got That's How Heartbreaks Are Made, or Heartaches Are Made. When I Lose My Way is beautiful. Trade Winds is what closes it out. I love Randy, so I've been meaning to go back there and see if they still have the other copy. I chose this one because the cover was better. But yeah, it's got a really noticeable, I don't know if you can see that, but it has a really noticeable warp, and I did not notice it on the first side. It definitely noticed when I was playing the second side and not getting to enjoy Rio de Janeiro Blues. And why I can't say that, I don't fucking know why, but whatever. You don't see a lot of her 12 inches. It's kind of rare when you do, and to find it for $1, I believe this is, there's interesting thing about this cover. I believe it's the US, or no, maybe the UK vinyl, or 40 or 12, but the cover is for Canada, I think. I think that's how. So anyways, on the back here, so this is Sinead O'Connor with Jump in the River, and Karen Finley, and we're gonna get to that in a moment. But on here it says on side A you have Jump in the River, the remix with the Karen Finley, and then the single version of Jump in the River, and then Never Get Old off of Lion and the Cobra. It actually is Jump in the River, the single version, then Jerusalem from Lion and the Cobra, and then the Beast, their side 2, I guess, B-side, would be the Jump in the River remix with this Karen Finley. Now, I don't know who Karen Finley is. If people know who she is, I know she's had a couple albums. I kind of looked her up a little bit. I really didn't do anything really deep dive into who she is, and because, I mean, the original song, you know, we've got our warning content, explicit lyrics here. She starts going on about, so the first, like, it's a 7-minute remix, and the first, like, 4 minutes, there might be, like, a verse that's a little different with the Sinead part, but it's pretty much the Jump in the River single part. Then all these weird, like, guitar, like, screeching, fuzzy guitars start coming in, and this Karen woman starts, I think she was talking about a clit at one point, and this and I'm not quite sure where she was going, but then at the end, she just started howling like a rabid dog. And the last like 3 minutes of the song, or 2 minutes, or a minute and a half, what, longer than I ever need to hear, is this woman just howling and it's wretched. And I mean, I'm happy to have a Sinead 12, but yeah, y'all know anything about this woman? Tell me about it. I mean, maybe people like her. She's not for me, but maybe she has stuff that's good. I don't know, but that definitely made me never want to know any more about. I was like, what is this? So yeah. And then that same day, I was excited to find this, Altered Images. This is Collected Images. So this is a compilation of the band Altered Images. They had I Could Be Happy. It's got a dance mix of that song on here. You got the Friends back there. But they Happy Birthday, Happy Birthday. Such a good song. We've got Insects, Bring Me Closer, Pinky Blue, which I think one of their albums was called that. Don't Talk to Me About Love was another single. This is on the Epic label, also available on cassette, it says in the back here, but fun. I think more people need to know about Altered Images. All right, so her second solo record came out in August, I believe, and yeah, I actually like it better than her debut, but this is Alison Goldfrapp, and this is Flux. It's called, yeah, Flux. On a nice yellow there. Hey, Hi, Hello is what opens up. Hey, Hi, Hello. This is a really good album. Reverberatic is a really great song. What was the other one that I really liked? Strange Things Happen. Find Xanadu. But yeah, I absolutely adore Alison Goldfrapp. Goldfrapp is up there in one of my favorite bands, and I have everything by Goldfrapp and Alison on vinyl, and will continue to do so. So we haven't seen anything from Goldfrapp the band for a while. I don't know that we will. What is that? Sorry, there was like a little thing in there, but yeah. So it just came out this year, and that is these are all online gift card Amazon stuff for the most part. I finally got this. Yeah, little behind the times, right? I did finally get Dusty in Memphis, and this is actually the first Dusty Springfield that has been added to the collection. This is the Atlantic 75th. They did it a couple years ago. I don't know if it tells me. I mean, this album came out in 1969. But I am not quite sure when this reissue. I feel like it was probably like 22. Of course, I mean, this is their biggest album, I think. This has Son of a Preacher Man, Breakfast in Bed, which I love that song. I love her version of Windmills Out of Your Mind. Also has Land of Make Believe. I just mentioned another song called that. I don't know if they're the same. I Don't Want to Hear It Anymore is another great one, but it is also on clear vinyl. So, Dusty in Memphis. Nice to really, okay. So this is a really good soundtrack. I actually just watched the movie, and as I was watching it, I was like, you know what? This has got some really great stuff on it. So I decided to go ahead and get it. Gift card again, and it was, it had a coupon on Amazon, and it ended up being only like $20. So it's like, you know what? I'll do that. This is the Deadpool the Deadpool and Wolverine soundtrack. I love the different vinyl. But listen to some of the stuff that's on here. I mean, you've got the Platters with Only You. It's a re-recorded version, apparently. NSYNC with Bye Bye Bye. Mary Lee Rush and the Turnabouts with Angel of the Morning. I mean, the Juice Newton version is really the best, but this one is good. You got Stray Kids, Fergie with Glamorous, Glamorous. Oh my goodness. Or yeah, Gamorous. I spelled it wrong. Glamorous. Ooh, the flosse. I have that album. I have the Fergalicious or whatever it was, the Duchess. I have that, but and it's got freaking Goo Goo Dolls, Iris. I don't know why. Huey Lewis and the News, The Power of Love. We got I'm a Rambling Man, Waylon Jennings, Patsy Cline, You Belong to Me. Then record 2 starts off, and I only have the 45 for this. I had the album years ago, but I decided to not keep it. But yeah. Side 2, one of my favorite songs ever on the planet Earth. Krista Berg with The Lady in Red. Oh, she's dancing with me cheek to cheek. Avril Lavigne with I'm With You. Then The Greatest Show from whatever that was, you know, the Hugh Jackman from The Greatest Showman. You're the One That I Want from Grease. Jimmy Durante doing I'll Be Seeing You, Eric Carmen, Make Me Lose Control, Aretha Franklin with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, You're All That I Need to Get By, Good Riddance, Green Day, which I mean I really don't need that song, and then there's the theme from Deadpool and Wolverine instrumental at the end. But what a fun soundtrack. Even if, I mean, you don't like, you know, Marvel or these types of movies or whatever, I enjoy them. I don't like rush out to try to see them, but I'll watch them when they show up on Disney Plus. But it's actually a really fun soundtrack. So it's worth it just for all that good stuff. All right, so I don't need, actually, I need their debut album, but it was, I think it might have originally been released when it came out in like 91 or 92. I can't remember what year it came out. But their debut, Gordon, that is the only one. They did a reissue like in 2016 or whatever, and that is astronomical, like how much it is. And I one day will hopefully get it because it's the only album of theirs that I want. But I'm like, this was $14, so I decided to get the Barenaked Ladies Original Hits, Original Stars. The thing is there's 2 songs off of the debut album on here. And then, even if I get the debut album, it's gonna have the same version. It was released, the single version was different, and then they re-released it. But of course, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a fur coat, but not a real fur coat, because that's cruel. Brian Wilson is the other song off of Gordon that's on here, but it is the live version. It's got Pinch Me. You even have the Big Bang Theory theme song on here. I don't know why. 1 week since you looked at me. The Old Apartment. It's All Been Done. It doesn't have, and it doesn't have anything from that oh, I guess it does have one song, The Old Apartment, from the Born on the Pirate Ship, but I mean, it's a nice little compilation. Again, it was like $14, so, and I do have, if I had $1 million on vinyl, I do want to get the original 12-inch for that, because that has that original version, or maybe that was the Shoebox, or whatever that was called, EP. I can't remember, and but I know that that has been released on vinyl, I believe, so. Then this Rattleback, I went there one day last month and was like, oh, I saw this. So now I have another Dusty Springfield, and this is Dusty Springfield's Golden Hits. So this has You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Wishing and Hoping, I Only Want to Be With You, All Cried Out, I Just Don't Know What to Do With Myself. So just another on the Red Phillips label there, and just another nice little compilation. Figure that's about all I need from Dusty, except it's not called Relentless. What is that called? I don't know. It starts with an R. Her comeback album she did in the '80s that Pet Shop Boys produced and wrote half of it, I believe. And then this was just a nice little compilation, and I think I might be good on Linda Nail too. But this is a retrospective. But this just has some really good stuff on it. When Will I Be Loved, Silver Threads and Golden Needle. It's got Hobo, I Fall to Pieces, Different Drum, Long, Long Time, which is such a beautiful song. And apparently some show brought that back. Rock Me on the Water, Just a Little Bit of Rain, You're No Go, You're No Go, Crazy Arms, Purple Capital there. So yeah, just nice. And then this also came from, so I saw it last month and I was like, I didn't get it. And I was like, because it's silly. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back. And if they have it, it means I'm supposed to have this. So, and it actually was reduced by $2 since, like, because I think it was originally like $9 and I paid $7, or it was $7 and I paid $5. I don't remember. And this is actually, it's not German, it's a Greek pressing, but it's Right Said Fred with Up. So we all know Right Said Fred with her I'm Too Sexy. This album came out in 1992. I have the 12 for I'm Too Sexy, so I really didn't need this, but I really love the song Don't Talk, Just Kiss. Don't talk, just kiss. Let your tongue move around. Whatever. Wait, we're beyond space and sound. Don't talk, just kiss. Let your tongue fool around. Let's fool around, or something like that. This is actually better than I thought it was gonna be, because I thought I was gonna put it on and be like, okay, I'm too sexy. All right, that's okay. But I love Don't Talk, Just Kiss. But yeah, like the Deeply Dippy song was fun. I don't know what that says up there, but it does say, I'm too sexy, don't talk, just guess. And apparently that Deeply Dippy was a single. Love for All Seasons was a nice opener. Do You Feel, like, it's fun. It's freaking Right Said Fred. And I mean, we'll just say 7, because I can't quite remember, but even, yeah. Really? Okay. Now this one, I have been wanting this for so long. I have the reissue expanded one that came out like in 2012. The cover is slightly different. The coloring is different. I actually should have grabbed that so I could show you the difference, but I did not. I have always wanted an original pressing of this because I wanted that original cover. I also wanted it to be how it was when I had the cassette tape and the CD with the tracks, because, you know, because they only did one album, so they could, or put it on one record, so the entire concert couldn't fit on one. So this is from a 1989 concert, live at Wembley, and I'm just, the fact that and they put it as very good. This is really close to near mint. There is, like, I think at the beginning of one song, and either side 1 or side, there's a little click and there's slight surface noise, and other than that, this thing, and I think this sounds better than the remastered expanded version that I have. But I finally have an original. I think this is 1990. Is that correct? Yeah, 1990 Entreat, the live. So this is basically Disintegration live. The reissue is in the exact same order as the album, and this is obviously missing tracks, but this is the way I remember listening to it. And oh my gosh, did I just have a great time listening to this again, because I hadn't listened to this version in so long. And just, y'all, anything, when I can add to the Cure collection, like, I'm a happy kid. So happy to have this. Oh my gosh, 22 minutes, and I feel like we're not halfway through. Oh my God, maybe this should be 2 videos. I don't want to do 2 videos, so you guys try to stick with me here, okay? I have a remix record store thing day from a few years back of hers, but I didn't really have anything else, and I found a sealed copy of this for like $13 or something like that, which is surprising because I've seen open copies go for a lot more. But Sheena Easton with the collection. So this has almost everything you need from Sheena Easton. It's got Modern Girl, Strut, Morning Train, My Baby Take the Morning Train, For Your Eyes Only. I'm almost over you, Telephone, Sugar Walls. I Wouldn't Beg for Water. So yeah, on the EMI there. Yeah, so just nice to get some Sheena Easton. I think, and did this? No, this came from, all right, from the next one here. Alison Moyet. This is the 12-inch For You Only, and this also has Twisting the Knife. They're both off of Alf, her debut album, but it does have the extended version of For You Only. So another thing, if I can find any 12 inches or anything, I'm only missing 1 album of hers, I believe, maybe 2. I think it's only 1. Is it The Turn? And yeah, Alison Moyet. Yeah. I have to. It's Alison Moyet. And then this was a record store day release. I missed getting it, and then they did a reissue this last month, or yeah, in September. And I do finally have Camper Beethoven. And what is the album called? No, that's a song. Does it tell me the name of the album? Oh, Telephone Free Landslide Victory. It is on this, you can't really, can you see that without me taking it? It's kind of a green color there. I liked the coloring of the record store day one, but you know what? I have it and I'm happy. And of course this has Take the Skinhead Bowling on it, and probably one of the best songs ever. Where the hell is Bill? Where the hell is Bill? Where is he? I don't know. I'm getting a text message. One that makes me happy. Okay, I didn't get this. Came out, what, in 23? But I finally got it, and it's so much better than I thought it was gonna be, and I'm so happy I finally got this. So the most recent Duran Duran, Dance Macabre. Wow. The reimagination or imagining of their songs, like Night Boat that they did, the covers that they added. It's called Love Voodoo originally. I love the way they redid that song. They spelled it differently though, because it was spelled correctly on the Duran Duran wedding album. But they cover Billie Eilish, Bury a Friend, and I didn't think I liked it at first, and then I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. Supernature, they do Paint It Black, Psycho Killer, Spellbound, which I believe that's the Susie song. But yeah, this is really, I'm really, really happy with this. And I didn't listen to all of it when it came out, and I streamed part of it, and then I meant to go back to it, and I didn't, and yeah, it's really great. Okay, so, sorry, my nose is, I'm not picking it. Well, if, you know what, if I am, whatever. Okay, so I love her. She was in a band called Transvision Vamp. This is like her 5th, 6th, 7th solo album, but she did release this year. This is Wendy James, and this is The Shape of History. And I was so excited to see that she had a new record out, and I just adore Wendy James, and a lot of her stuff is just really hard to find, especially her solo records. It has great songs like May I Kiss You, Just Enough to Get Us Into Trouble, The Crack and the Boom of the Creeps and the Goons. What is that one song that she calls her disco song? I don't remember now. The Declaration of Love, maybe. I know there's one she calls it a disco. Do you dig it? Do you love it? Is it groovy? Don't let daylight into magic. I just adore Wendy James. So really good. I have an original. See, here we go. Craig is always buying stuff that he already has because it's a different pressing or a different variant or it's a different blah 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 blah. But their debut album, they reissued it, and it has a second disc that has pretty much all of the B-sides from this album. So that would be the Scissor Sisters with their debut, Scissor Sisters. I don't really need to talk about the album itself. I feel like I've talked about it a lot. But it has a second disc with the B-sides. So you've got Get It, The Skins, Rock My Spot, Backwoods Discotheque 2, Electro Bix, Take Me Out, has a lovely message from Ms. Matronic. The only one that's missing, it was on their demo, and it's a song called Bicycling with the Devil, and I really wish it was on here because I fucking love that song. And if you all have heard Scissor Sisters Bicycling with the Devil, because, you know, he can't take a shit because he ain't got no anus, and he can't have no sex because I ain't got no sexual organs. Oh my, I was bicycling with the devil. Oh my God, the song is so terrible, it's great. The lyrics are bad. Gunkles did a review of this, and I felt like I needed to finally have, and it's the first thing of theirs that I've ever owned on vinyl. I'm probably gonna get the rest eventually. But Bauhaus, with Burning from the Inside. This was their last album before they did their little reunion one in like 2010 or 2004, 2004. But this is 19, or was it 2003? I don't know. 1983. This has got Slice of Life. She's in Parties. Peter Murphy. Daniel Ash. David J. I mean, yeah. Get this. I was at a bar and one of his songs came on and I had completely forgotten about him. And I was like, oh my God. And I had this digitally when it came out. And I was like, I wonder if it's on vinyl. And so it was, and it was cheap. And I was like, I'm picking this up. And then I learned he's Chicago guy, I guess. All right. So Gary Clark Jr. with Black and Blue. And the song that I heard in the bar that brought me back to him, and this is such a great album, is Bright Lights. And by the end of the night, you were gonna know my name. You're gonna know my name by the end of the night. Oh, so good. Please come home, numb. Glitter ain't gold, jumping for nothing. Next door neighbor blues. If you love me like you say. Is that the Terrence Trent D'Arby song? Huh. I might have to look that. Yeah. This is golden. This is so good. Her first album in like 11 years, so I pre-ordered it, and to be honest with you, I've heard the 3 singles. I haven't listened to the album yet, but I have most everything of hers, so I decided to get it. I don't know, maybe it could be better. The 3 singles are okay, but I did get Sarah McLachlan. I don't like this cover. I don't think she looks good. That's just not a good picture. Better Broken, which title track is good. Gravity is really good. And then there's a song called Reminds Me that it was also a single. And so, like I said, I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, so I can't really report on it. But it's Sarah, so. And this was also a pre-order, and I loved this album when it came out. What was 99 or 2000? And yeah, finding this has been really hard, and they finally did another reissue of this. And this is her debut album, and honestly, the only one worth owning, in my opinion, and that would be Dido with No Angel. Now, of course, they've changed the cover. This isn't the original cover, but oh, did this take me back listening to this again. You got Here With Me, Hunter, of course, Thank You, which was everywhere, and then Eminem put it in his song, Stan. Honestly, Okay is probably one of my favorites on here. Isabel is good. It's not as good as, you know, Bjork's Isabel, or Bjork Isabel, but they're completely different songs or whatever. The title track, My Life. Oh, it's so good, and I'm just so happy to finally have this Dido album. Here she is again, because this is like first thing that are new, and it's not new material, it's old material that was like, she found like 45 songs and then came up with like, and made an album, and they were remastered and redone, and she even did some vocals, you know, new vocal backgrounds in some of the songs. But this is Anne Murray with Here You Are. I love The Heaven in My Heart, the opening song. I Got a Guy Who's Sweeter Than Wine. This is so sweet. She does a cover of Bryan Adams' Straight from the Heart. The song Gone Now You're Gone. Johnny and Marie did it, and sorry Anne, Johnny and Marie's is better. Feels Like More Than Dancing. Also, Captain and Tennille did that song. Hers is better. And there's this terrible song called I Lost My Dog. I don't recommend listening to that song, but the rest of it is actually really good. The next 2 came from the same seller, and again, if I can add anything of theirs, and I did not have these. And this is Erasure with Crackers International Part 2. I believe this was only released in Germany. And it has 2 different mixes of Stop and Knocking on Your Door, and their terrible version of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. But it's really cool, the cover's fun, and it's Erasure, and it was something I did not have. And they also had this, and these were cheap. I couldn't believe how cheap they were. And this, I didn't have the 12 for Victim of Love. And it also has Soldier's Return on it. So, and being that Victim of Love is my favorite Erasure song, I figured I should probably get it. Of course, it's from Circus. And I loved the way they did their lettering and all the artwork that they did back in the circus era. And it's got 2 different versions of Victim, or 3 different versions of Victim of Love, and then, like I said, Soldier's Return. We're almost done. My gosh, this is gonna be 40 minutes. Okay, so I had this. Mine had so much service noise, it was unlistenable. I found somebody that had a decent, like, they said it was, you know, very good plus, the description, so I did listen to it. It sounds so much better. There's a little bit of surface noise at the beginning of both sides on 1 click. But mine was, like I said, just unlistenable, and it's made me very sad because it's, you know, one of my favorite, even though it's not an album, it's a compilation. So, you know, although technically was the first US release. But I did get finally a nice copy. I wanted the Japanese because I wanted the Obi, but yeah, that's like $150 and I did not pay that for this. But so the fun thing about this, so this is actually the cover that I got. It's got some staining on it and looks like maybe there was a price tag at one point. Look at the difference in like the brightness of those 2. So mine was still, the shrink wrap was ripping, so I finally just took it off. But mine was still in the shrink wrap. So my cover was like mint or near mint, and but the vinyl was awful. So I just basically put the new, you know, not new, but the better version in. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. I might hold on to it just because when I started really, this was probably the 3rd one that I bought. When I started collecting vinyl again and really started working on getting my Cure collection built. I don't know why I felt I needed this, but it came from the same person that the Cure did. And it's, I think, the UK version. I don't know. Manufactured. This says Alladorf. Is it Italy? I don't know, I'm wasting time. But it's her debut, and then they called it the first album, so different cover. She's on the back, same album. Let's just pick more Madonna. Just wanted to add more Madonna. So did I need this? No, but I have it now. So, and just 2 more. And this one, so this is the first thing I ever owned by them. I just had the cassette tape, and then later, it was one of the first CDs I ever had. But I saw this and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's got the hype sticker on it. It's a gold stamp promo. And what do I love so much? Gold stamp promos. I finally have a copy of Catching Up with Depeche Mode, and I just couldn't be happier. And they also listed this as very good, and I put it on and I couldn't believe how perfect. There wasn't a sound. There might have been one little like surface sound in between like one song. This thing is perfect. And my roommate actually was like, wow, that sounds really, really good. So the fun thing though is that the track listing is completely off. I mean, it says it starts with Master and Servant. It really starts with Dreaming of Me. But this does have Flexible, It's Called a Heart, Fly on the Windscreen, and Shake the Disease. And that was the first way that we could get them in the US. So very first thing I ever owned a Depeche Mode, and I just really, really, really wanted to have this on vinyl. And now I do, and I'm happy about it. And lastly, this was the Record Store Day from 24, I think. And I wanted an original. I actually want a Japanese pressing, and maybe one day I'll actually get one, but I figured this will do me for now because I want the original cover, because for the Record Store Day, they changed the artwork and all that stuff. But I do now have a copy of Nocturne, the live album from Susie and the Banshees. This is when Robert Smith from The Cure was playing guitar for them. And I'm just really happy to have this. It sounds good. One day I will have an original, but this has Israel, Dear Prudence, Melt, Happy House, Spellbound, Voodoo Dolly, Sin in My Heart. It's so good. And they just sound so great. Susie is top form in her vocals, and I'm just very happy to finally have this. And was quite surprised at, it was opened. I don't know that they played it, but it was 15. I was like, that's cheaper than when it was, released. So, all right, I've gone on for 40 minutes. I'm so sorry. And maybe this really should have been a two-parter. So, if you stayed with me through the whole thing, thank you. And I don't think October is going to be as long of a video or as many. I have to really be careful. So I have a few pre-orders, but that's it. And yeah, and then I gotta start like weeding this thing out and start getting rid of some of these and just making it more like have to like keep than like, okay, I have so many, yeah, whatever. So thanking you.